This episode of Whiskey Ginger is brought to you by Rabbit Hole Distillery and their one-of-a-kind Kentucky bourbon and rye whiskeys. I love this sauce. You know I've been talking about it for a while. Behind all this is their founder, Kaveh Zamanian. This dude left a 20-plus year successful career as a psychologist. He went down the rabbit hole himself to craft the finest spirits, and boy, oh boy, did he. Each one of these bourbons is truly unique and original, all distinct, one-of-a-kind recipes, specially malted grains. They're small batch, which I think is the best part about them. And a lot of distilleries make this claim, but they ain't doing it. They say they're gonna do it, but they don't do it. Under 15 barrels, all right? That's pretty impressive. That's extreme small batch, ensuring quality in every single drop, all right? A lot of people say toasted. They ain't toasted or charred. Rabbit Hole always is. I do love this sauce. The High Gold is like one of my favorites. I keep going back to the High Gold. It's their high rye double malt bourbon. This stuff is so good. It's comforting, it's smooth. I love the look of this bottle. It's easily grabbable depending on how big your mitts are. But they have 4 different expressions. The Boxer Grill Sour Mash Rye, that Cave Hill, that 4-grain triple malt, the OG, and of course, one of the most special that they always promote because I think it is good sauce. It's the Sherry Finished Bourbon, the Derringer PX Sherry Finished Bourbon in those casks, those Pedro Jimenez casks. So you got to do yourself a favor and drink up some of this stuff. It's easy to find, easy to get. They're sold everywhere, and it's supporting one of the little guys. There's big powerhouses in whiskey. I really love these guys because Rabbit Hole does it their own way. It's their own vibe, and it is delicious. Go pick some up. 4 different flavors to choose from, baby. Go to rabbitholedistillery.com, rabbitholedistillery.com/buy now. Use that promo code RABBIT for $5 off your first order. rabbitholedistillery.com/buy now. Rabbit for $5 off your first order. Drink responsibly. What up, Whiskey Ginger fans? Welcome back to the show. If it's your first time joining the show, welcome to the show. We got a good one for you today. Like my man Steve Harvey done say, it's Adam Ray. And that rhymed. I did it again. And that one rhymed. Love this dude. He has a special live from Portland on YouTube. Go check it out. It'll be in the description down below. Also, Jeremy's House. Very funny. A character he plays featuring Pete Holmes, Steve-O, Eliza, and Jessime Peluso live from the Comedy Store. Both available on the YouTubes. Go check it out. Also, hey. Me and Bob are finishing up our tour for 2023. I'm so excited. We got a couple of dates up. Washington, D.C. Where are you at? Come out and see us. Then we go to Denver, Chicago, Milwaukee, Madison, and Minneapolis. Love you guys. Can't wait to see you for our final dates of 2023. Go to badfriendspod.com. Badfriendspod.com. Enough rambling. Let's go to the episode.
In here, we pour whisk.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Whiskey Ginger. My guest today is one of my favorite people on earth. I say that for all my guests, but I mean him once again today. It's Adam Ray. Pretty good.
Good diction.
Adam Ray, one of my oldest friends in comedy, who I've known for a very, very, very long time.
Yep.
I've seen him go through many transitions, both physically and in a living situation.
Yep.
We used to live around the corner from one another. He used to be a girl. Now,
Yeah. Still might be.
He's transitioning everything in his life. And at this very moment, beyond the fact that I love you and I want you here and the shoes are looking good because there's nothing better than a pair of Jordan 1s.
Yeah.
You got a special out.
Yep.
Putting out a stand-up comedy special.
Yep.
I want to get that out of the way because I want people to know up top to go watch that, and then you can enjoy the rest of the pod with us.
Go watch that, Adam Ray live from Portland, and once you finish that, watch my Dr. Phil interviews Bill Burr on the YouTube channel.
Go watch all that stuff.
And then as this drops, go ahead and put in the queue the next special that I just shot in Madison, Wisconsin that should be out hopefully by Thanksgiving.
Madison at Comedy on State?
Yeah.
Where'd you shoot it in Portland?
A place called the Get Down. Almost feels like it's like a rock venue. Some of these rock venues are, I think, significant comedy spaces.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I know there's guys that only tour rock venues. They love them.
Yeah.
I talked to Kyle Kinane for a while about that. He
Big rock venue guy.
Sometimes the rock venues are better than the traditional stand-up theater, whatever you want to call it, like a performance theater venue, because I don't know, maybe it's the culture surrounding the place. Like St. Andrews Hall in Detroit's one of my favorite venues. You ever played that?
No.
It's a little tiny theater. It's really beautiful. Bring up St. Andrews Hall so you can see it. It's awesome, and it's a traditional rock club. In fact,
Right.
St. Andrews, Eminem, one of the first places that a lot of people I know said they saw Eminem. Look at the outside of that thing. But it's a traditional...
And a lot of people say they haven't seen Bare Naked Ladies there, but there's something about...
Did they play there?
Ooh, look at-
BNLs.
You went up with the Canadian twang.
Did they play over there, the Bare Naked Ladies?
Harlan Williams is cousins with one of the Bare Naked Ladies. I think the lead singer.
Is he really?
Yeah, but he's cousins with everybody.
By the way, could you get that name through today? Bare Naked Ladies, huh?
No way. You think that's a
non-PC. If you
Really?
know what I mean. Well, it's disrespectful, Adam.
bare naked? Wow, I didn't even think about it like that.
Bare Naked Ladies. And look at that guy, not a lady in the group.
Look at that. Just
Man, these guys could all have been models.
yeah,
Why'd they even get into rock music?
Canadian.
Beautiful boys.
yeah. Canadia's got a different. There's a different bone structure.
Let me tell you something about Canada.
Yeah.
Alberta, Canada. Shout out to Alberta, Canada.
Shout out.
The most, and I mean this, dude, the most beautiful women I think I've ever seen in my life. I'm
way.
dead serious. Riddled in
Yeah.
Canada, specifically in Alberta.
Something in the
The
food.
ugliest men I've ever seen.
You don't get both.
Dude, the ugliest men I've ever seen in Alberta, Canada.
Why? What are they
with
working
the most
with?
beautiful. They're all oil riggers. They're all riggers.
Now, when you
They're all oil boys. They got
okay,
tons of money.
Careful. Now, when you say
What do you mean? I just said there are a bunch of riggers up there running around.
when you say that a man is ugly, what are you looking at first?
I
and
don't mean
foremost?
ugly, and I don't think I'm Mr. Hot Guy. I just mean, no, I'm saying the differential between the women and the men is shocking.
For sure.
Like if I like your wife, if you stand side by side, most people in public, 99% would go, that's a very comparable, good-looking couple, right?
Sure.
100%. She's better looking than you, but it's comparable.
Yes.
Right? You're not. It's not like, Jesus Christ, how did Adam get her?
Right,
It's
yeah.
like, you're a handsome guy.
Sure.
You go up there, and it's literally something from the sea, something that's arisen from the sea, stuff hanging off of it, with third place, with like third place Miss Canada. I'm dead serious. It's shocking. Shout out to Alberta, though. I love you very much. Let's get back to it.
Please.
Your special is out
Yes.
for Madison, Wisconsin. Comedy on State, one of my favorite clubs.
Oh man,
Shout
they
out
love
to the
you.
girls.
My boy Jesse shot it and directed it.
Chiefo.
He loves you.
I love that dude.
And I go, of course you love Andrew, because I love you, Jess. We bonded over my first weekend, and immediately we're just like, we're gonna do something. And then when I had the idea to shoot it there, the way he took charge, built out just everything.
He shot it all for you.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah,
with
he's
800
great.
pound. But so, but he really took charge. But just it's cool when you meet people and get to know them, and you go, oh, we love the same stuff and the same people. More importantly, do you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, Andrew's my boy. I love that he goes because he kind of gave me a short list of people that he goes. These are when they come through the club, you know, and it's always nice when you're coming through places and they go. You know, people have a nice view of you for what you're bringing on stage and off stage.
Yeah.
But, you know, it sounds like you and I did the same type of rigmarole as far as like
Going out and having fun with those guys?
Yeah. And
To the max.
also being easy and being fun. And
Yeah,
But they
dude.
do want that. Comedy clubs, I feel like it's not required to get to know the staff and become friends with everyone. And you don't even need to become friends with everyone. But I think it's required to I don't know, to make them feel comfy having you there.
Well,
go out of your way to, and some people just aren't as personable or, you know, do have like social anxiety and becoming more aware of like that is a real thing with people. So I don't like to go, you fucking don't hang or you whatever. Like it's some people just,
some people don't hang.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That club, though, in particular, is the reason that I really still love mom and pops because corporate clubs, they're kind of not supposed to hang out with you. I mean, it's part of the
Right.
agenda that they're like, dude, don't
Keep
fraternize.
your distance. Yeah.
Well, for a multitude of reasons, but one of them being that it's corporate, dude. They don't want to have a complaint being like, oh, the staff was out drinking and doing drugs with the comic,
Right.
which that's what we always used to do. It's
Also,
like,
I think we finally, you know, most clubs got tired of hearing Brad Williams did what in the green room?
right. He put that peg leg in his ass. He put that third leg in his ass.
Oh, now
Have you ever seen him do that when he puts and he spins around? You guys aren't that close.
You're a good actor. I can't
I
tell.
guess you're not that close.
My God, I'm so fucking gullible.
No, you're not. Oh, by the way, let's
Yeah.
move forward.
Okay.
I thought of you, and I almost texted you, and I didn't because I deleted your number years ago. But
Yep.
I thought of you because I played in the Live Golf Pro-Am.
Recently.
Live Golf, the competitor to the PGA, the one that gets a lot of heat. I was there this past weekend in Chicago. One of the names on the list was Ken Griffey Jr.
Get the fuck out.
I don't think he played. I hunted
Oh,
for
I
this
would have
man
seen a picture
I
of you with
hunted
him, and I
for
would have
this
heard
man
from you immediately.
for days. I hunted for him for days.
Okay, thanks for bringing up a picture of Kate. Yeah. What does he look like again?
So I was hunting for those guys at the meet and greet,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and I was hunting for them at the first day, at the second day. I was like, Where are they? You know, I was begging to meet them. And of course, I came up empty handed. But I said, I never ask anybody for a photo. I just don't. It's just not it's not part of my agenda. I just don't like it. I'm just uncomfortable with it.
But let me ask you this. If you ran into someone, like when I met Robin Williams at the Improv Lab, he was guesting on a...
Oh, you want a photo? All right, we'll take one real fast.
Not too far off.
Yeah.
He was a little more Goodwill Hunting Robin. He had a huge beard and he was like, of course, very quickly. He was
we
a
should take a
little
photo.
Johnny Deppish. And Eddie Pepitone was doing a one night and Robin popped in and told me, he's like, you gotta come, Robin's gonna come down. And I was like, oh man, I can't miss this. And so he goes, come to the green room. He goes, Robin's gonna hang. And so I'm hanging out and watching Robin and Eddie just shoot the shit. And then he goes, Robin, you gotta go up. And Robin's like, oh, Eddie, it's your night, you know. And I turn him into checks, but Eddie, I can't go up. No, not for you. I never heard. And so Robin goes up and a cell phone rings right as soon as, and this is the old Improv Lab. And as soon as the phone rings, Robin just goes, oh, cell phones. Ha! Cell phones. And he just does like a 15-minute rant on iPhones and then gets off. And I was just like, in a good way. It was so funny. Afterwards, he's walking by, and I try to do what you just said, where you're just like, I don't want to bother. Also, at certain point, someone told me once, like, it's a peer, so don't fan out like that because they're a peer. And I'm sitting here being like, he's not my peer.
No, it's not a peer.
That's Robin Williams.
No, it's
That's
not
a
a peer.
guy. I went and saw Mrs. Doubtfire 2 weeks after my folks got divorced. Thanks for bringing it up, McCone. And my buddy's dad took us to a pizza party in Mrs. Doubtfire because the commercial was, hello, a Robin Williams rom-com. Opening scene is Sally Field being like, get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, I just saw the same fight 2 days ago.
And was your dad dressing up like a woman to get you guys back?
No
in his
pie
life?
face though.
No, just a poorly dressed.
So funny
man
you say
woman.
that. I did think that as a fucking 9-year-old. I was like, you couldn't have dressed up like a woman to see me more?
It's not even that hard.
2 weekends a month was good with you?
Robin did it for
Robin
like a
did-
month.
Robin
It was like a
did
whole
it
month of his
for
life.
the middle Lawrence kid. No, but so
the least famous
the
Lawrence.
least famous Lawrence. No, but so I had to get a picture with him, and I did, and I have it framed, and I'm so glad I did. But I hear you. Sometimes you just don't want to
No,
intervene.
but that's a necessary part. That's a beautiful story because it's also like that guy's a legend. And do you know he died? Robin? I don't even know if you know.
Robin
Williams. A lot of people don't know that.
What?
We'll be right back.
Right here.
Right here in your heart. Yeah, I don't like
Wait.
to take photos, and I was going to ask Griff for you, though.
I know you would have.
I
The
thought-
way I asked for BJ Armstrong for you.
For me, that's exactly right.
We were at the
BJ,
Lakers game.
shout out
BJ's
BJ
right behind us,
Armstrong.
and I go, and I pointed him out, and you were like, "Oof." And I was like, if Andrew responds the way I think he's going to, I'm gonna ask for him because that's what you do.
Guy's the
and so he
man.
turns around, and he was just like, "Oh man," and I was like, "All right, give me a sec," and then we fucking did it. And I think, we did it, right?
He was
You got
cool about it.
He was very
Yeah,
cool about it.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Speaking of dead and not knowing it, Bob Barker. Do you know how many people thought he was already dead?
I did, I think, for a long time.
The amount of times I had conversations where it was like, R.I.P. Eh? He's 99.
Yeah.
Just living as a dead guy.
But
Almost
it's
like
also, you get at some point, you should go.
you can overstay you're welcome.
Like there was a military veteran. I watched this video of him, and he was like 102 or something. And he literally, like, in the worst but funniest way, he's like, I just think God forgot to kill me. And I was like, oh my God.
It's a good 102-year-old guy
But it's
voice.
true. He's
Yeah.
like,
God forgot to kill me.
Well, because it's like fucking all your friends are dead. All his only joy was
You're not
going
making
to get,
new pals at 102.
No, who's hanging?
What do
I
you-
mean, I would kick it with the 102 guy.
If I'm feeling like I'm feeling now at 102, I don't know. I'm doing a lot of crazy stuff. I just saw a bunch of weird
Where do you
billboards.
think you would live at 102? Where are you living right now? You're 102 right now. Where are you living? I got to tell you,
It's
no
got to be
chance
warm
it's-
weather.
It's really.
Well, I was just in St. Petersburg doing shows, and they told me about a place called The Villages.
Yeah,
Have
I've
you've
seen
heard?
the documentary about it. Yeah.
Okay, of course there's a doc on it. I asked this guy in the middle, I go, and first of all, he was an exterminator. He moved from New Hampshire to Florida to follow in his dad's footsteps and open the business. I got to post some of these clips soon. And I go, and it's a pet. We're a pest control.
Yeah.
And I go. Now, are you guys handling just four-legged creatures, or because there's obviously some people. And he goes, oh no, we take care of the two-legged ones. I go, I was joking, but I feel like you actually are being
Yeah.
like, these Jews moved in a little too close, and everyone kind of laughed. And then he was like, yeah, he's like, my dad did weird shit. But I was like, dude, stop talking.
Yeah.
And then he told me the Villages were a place where his grandparents would go to, and it was like It was 70 and up, Fuckfest 2006.
It's awesome. Type in the Villages in Florida. It's one of these last chance places where it's like, hey man, this is the final time you're gonna get to like have a threesome.
Swap juices.
Yeah.
Okay, so is everything on the
chlamydia.
menu?
Yeah, oh, dude, yeah. Chlamydia was at a high at one point at this place. I read this whole article about they were piping it around to each other. But it's beautiful.
Yeah, so probably, I mean, unfortunately, somewhere in Florida because I think of the weather. And also, you look at some of these like 70, 80, 90-year-old people that don't get fazed by hurricane warnings. That's a confidence that I think you get.
Well, dude, take me out. If I'm 90, it's like fucking clip me. I
Yeah,
don't give a
get
shit
up to
about a
the
natural
roof.
disaster.
Yeah.
What a fine way to die.
Yeah, just get wrapped up in a tsunami salad.
By the way, natural disaster is so much stronger than heart attack, stroke. I mean, fuck all that.
Oh, so you'd rather get taken out by a hurricane than
100%, dude. How did he die? Oh, he had a stroke and fell down the stairs at his house. Oh, my God.
so
How
tragic.
did he die? Dude, a 38-foot wave smoked Grandpa. So much stronger of a story for the family.
And his last words as he stood there with both arms up, he said, "Is this all you got?" And then it just took him in the face.
I have crabs. You're like, whoa, Grandpa's hardcore. Yeah, I think that's the way to go out is some party time.
Yeah, your mama's got a stinky pussy. If you do see a wave coming and that's your last words, what a cool, man, that's one thing that I think about the last words, whether it's hopefully not in a hospital bed, but something like that. That's why anytime I talk to somebody on stage and they're a firefighter, I always, jokingly, I'm like, do you ever say something cool when you run into the house?
In case.
And they're all like, no. And I'm like, fair enough.
But
this
you
is why
should.
I'm not. You should. I'm like, you're not thinking of that backdraft, ladder 47, ladder 49? 49.
49. My grandfather knew a couple guys that consulted for Backdraft.
Oh, wow.
He was a firefighter in Chicago.
For the ride at Universal Studios?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's still working on it now.
The ride.
Yeah, he's dead, but they still got him propped up there, pretending to crank away.
I remember
He's like a bear at Chuck E. Cheese, the bear.
They did. Oh, man, yeah. I remember that was hot. They had like Ron Howard in the waiting room. He was like, it's going to get real hot. Backdraft, we turned it up to 400 degrees.
Yeah.
And it's not a very
No,
good Ron
that's a
Howard.
bad
No,
Ron
it's a bad Ron Howard. I was doing Clint Howard. And so.
That is a good
Clint or
though.
Clit Howard?
Clit Howard.
Clit Howard.
Yeah.
It was hot in that. I remember you stood in like a little baking center and it was like, I think it was 200. It was Joe Rogan sauna-esque.
It was hot. Yeah. I remember it was very hot.
But that was the ride. And then you stood and watched like an actual house fire.
It was weird to watch a building burn indoors.
Yeah.
They would just burn a building inside.
Yeah.
Bad idea.
Whoever decided that was going to be a fun attraction.
Imagine the insurance writer was like, I don't know if we should write this.
Yeah. Oh no, it did say there were so many warnings. It was like
You could die.
yeah, if you're pregnant, if you know someone who's pregnant, if you tried to pull it out but weren't very good, like it was all the things that you
That
can't.
could be a way around Texas banning abortion. Is just do a bunch of backdraft rides down there and only pregnant women go.
We'll be right back.
Thanks, Phil.
Thanks, Bill.
Wait, speaking of propping up dead people, this is gross and weird. Google this guy. This is insane. This guy dug up a woman.
By the way, this is new too. Are you loving this?
I'd like to just tell him what to do.
But it's nice to have a quick like.
He's not quick, I'll tell you that. That's kind of part of the thing. He's so slow. Google man digs up woman, sleeps in bed with her for 7 years. This guy dug up
what?
somebody. Yeah, dude. And then he like plastered her and then he slept with her for 7 years.
Meet Carl von Kosel.
Look at this lunatic.
Yeah, of course it's a guy with a monocle and
This is from a long time ago, but the article just came up. Go up to the top real fast. Carl von Kosel, the man who slept next to his crush's corpse for 7 years, dude. This guy's off his head.
Wait, his crush's corpse?
He dug up this woman that he loved and then put in formaldehyde and all this stuff.
Oh, okay, yes. So and then he put in.
And then he lived with her.
How long was the body underground before he started to stuff her with silly
I think
putty?
it said 8 years or 2 years after her death. He snuck in the cemetery, removed her corpse. Imagine a toy wagon. And somebody sees this guy with a body and they're like, hey, Carl. He's like, just getting some late night research.
Just trying to see if the body can survive without sunlight.
7 long years later, 1940, rumors are swirling about his odd behavior. And they find out this guy's been sleeping in bed with this woman.
Oh, and a boy claims to have seen Carl in the window dancing with what looked like a supersized doll.
Now, I got to tell you, as long as he didn't do any nasty, grossy, sexy stuff, this is just a good love story.
This is Lars and the Real Girl.
This is
You know what I'm
just a
saying?
really sweet love story.
Gosling played this guy in Lars and the Real Girl.
He did.
If you have a doll and you're just dancing and you're not fucking, I think you're fine.
Yeah, just dancing.
You're dancing.
Just dancing.
You're dancing and napping. You ain't plugging and tugging. Can you imagine though if he was like, it's getting late, and like moving the hand over?
And he's like, okay, no, okay,
Fine,
okay.
fine, no, that's me,
Consent
no.
must be the thing.
Yeah.
Why did we give him a Nazi accent? Where's
Because
this
he
guy
looks
from?
like one.
Well, Carl von Kosel. Yeah, it just sounds like he's a German.
Also, let's be honest. If you're digging up bodies to
That's a
sleep
German
next
thing to
it's
do.
a German thing to do.
the German thing.
They're
We'll
the
be
ones
right
that-
back with that's a German thing to do.
On today's episode, Germans, look, Jews, not their fave. Digging up bodies, second fave. We'll be right back.
In here, we pour whiskey.
This episode of Whiskey Ginger is brought to you by Betterhelp. Hey, I've talked about Betterhelp so much on the show because I believe getting therapy is huge to progress, to grow, and to help yourself get the better version of you out there. Everyone's tried different versions of it, and I think that this might be one of my favorites, just because I like doing it from the comfort of my own home. That's kind of one of those things that helps people feel more comfortable instead of going out of their house. It's cheaper than in-person therapy, for sure. And it's helped me a lot. I love to do it on the road because I'm not at home all the time. I'm in hotels, I'm in airports, and I've done them from both, which is my favorite. I can duck into a small corner and just get a little something to help my soul feel a lot better. And if you're thinking of starting therapy, why not give BetterHelp a try? It's so convenient. It's entirely done online. It fits to your schedule, when you want it, where you want it. You don't have to carve out too much time out of your day to get a little bit of help talking to someone who is a licensed therapist. You can switch at any time for no additional charge. So why not give it a whirl? I think you will benefit. It does help me get through the day. We all have tough times, all right? We're all going through something. We have family issues, with whether it's loss, whether it's just kind of having a glib time in your life. Therapy, I think, can get you there. So make your brain your friend with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/whiskey today. Get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp. BetterHelp.com/whiskey. Hey, it's the best time of year. Leaves changing, colors, vibes, cozy. You sipping on some tea? You sipping on some tea while the leaves change? I got to tell you, it's also Raycon's anniversary. You know Raycon. We've talked about it. Raycon is incredible. This is their anniversary sale. They're turning 6, the big 6. Raycon has really made a name for themselves in the premium audio space. Their everyday earbuds are known for delivering high-quality audio and thoughtful features like 32-hour battery life. Yeah, you're never on a plane for 32 hours straight. They got you covered in case you fly around the globe a few times. It's a perfect in-ear fit. I do love that. Doesn't fall out. And I got weird little tiny ear holes, and a lot of times they fall out. These fit so snug. They've already racked up 78,000 5-star reviews. In the past year, they've expanded their entire business with the introduction of Raycon Home and Raycon Power Tech. So needless to say, there's a lot to celebrate. Congratulations to Raycon, making my favorite little on-the-go ear snuggy buds. Thanks to everyone who's shown the support in the past 6 years. Raycon is offering 20% off everything on their site. That's incredible. With select products that are up to 40% off just to celebrate their anniversary. You're looking for some in-ear love, some bounce for that ounce. You want to listen to some tunes, maybe the new Drake album on the plane. Why not? On your way to work? Throw them in. Celebrate Raycon turning 6 with their biggest sale of the year going on right now. Hurry now to buy Raycon.com/whiskey. That's buyraycon.com/whiskey. Use the code BIRTHDAY to get 20 to 40% off site-wide. That's incredible. That's code BIRTHDAY. It's your birthday. At buyraycon.com/whiskey to score 20 to 40% off buyraycon.com/whiskey.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Is Dr. Phil Jewish?
He's got to be.
There's no chance.
Dr.
Now,
Phil.
McGraw feels like...
What is that?
Well, it's probably good old-fashioned white.
Yeah, just deep Southern white.
By the way, happy holiday. I know this is going to be far out after the holiday, but happy past holiday.
Thank you.
Did you refrain
Rosh
from
Hashanah.
technology?
Oh yeah, the Rosh Hashanah. I tried to repent for my
Kippur.
sins. Yom Kippur.
Yeah. It's a happy new
fasted.
year, isn't it, for you,
Oh,
for
yeah.
you people?
So I saw somebody post one thing. They go, of course, Jews would be the one to have like a day set aside for like, what was it, to like to be forgave for all their guilt or something. I mean,
You've begged for forgiveness through your sins, right? You atone.
Yeah,
Isn't it
you
atonement,
atone, yeah.
Right? It's a
And what
moment
I
of
dig about
atonement.
it is just the you're asking to be subscribed in the book of life for another year. Just the idea of all these types of things should probably be implemented more on a day-to-day basis, but it is the day where you're supposed to kind of step back and go, I fucked up.
Well, it's nice to recognize that. It's also nice to recognize if things are good. You should do both.
Yeah. How
Recognize
often
when
do
it's
we
good.
do, I think, and I'm trying to, do people ask you for just not comedy advice, but life advice now? Like, are you in situations
Well,
where you
I'm
just...
raising a 24-year-old. I mean,
Oh,
this
yeah,
guy.
dude.
No, I'm dead serious.
Oh, McCone, yeah, you got a lot
The
to learn
amount
and a
of
lot
shit
to
I have
shave.
to teach this guy, it's repulsive. It makes me sick. I feel like I'm raising a 16-year-old, but he's 24.
Yeah, 24, but you look 37. Mm-hmm. That's a compliment, I think. Girls in LA, I think, are probably like, ooh, like, so you don't mind my TikTok trends, but like, you also look like you've probably like got some great on there.
The problem with these kids these days,
By the way, watching McCone do this through the TV and the camera,
he loves it.
it's not my favorite.
He brought his elementary school desk. To the,
Yeah, dude.
Now the thing with these kids
Those
that I
shoes
the,
are straight
the thing
from a
that I
kickball
don't like,
rematch in the rain.
Well, yeah, that he lost, by the way. He ran the wrong
Slow,
way.
well, you asked for slow and bounce. Wait, no, baby bouncy, and
Baby
they gave you straight and
Gave
hard.
him a straighty.
Wait, what are you gonna say?
I don't like that these kids, the way that he walks, his gait annoys me.
You get pissed off by a walk now, huh?
Well, because the way that he walks is very like aloof. You know,
Great
he
word.
walks very aloof, like
Yeah.
you know, like the ground, you know, might not be there, maybe it is, and it's
Yeah.
like
Still trying to figure out gravity and balance.
well, he falls off.
Do you fall a lot? Are you clumsy?
He's just silly.
By the way, I fall every now and again.
Uh-huh.
I haven't heard that since a Life Alert commercial.
I fall every now and again.
Call 1-8225.
Help! Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yes,
just-
hello?
you know, I really want
Where
to-
are you? Where are you? Where'd you fall? Are you still alive?
In my kitchen.
Perfect. I'll be there to dig you up and sleep next to you.
Von Couscous or whatever.
Boncoso.
No, you know what? That should be. I'm waiting for what's his name, Diplo, to make a beat out of that Life Alert.
Oh, yeah.
I'm falling. I'm falling. I'm That's the thing about DJs. Respect, but also not a lot. A little bit, because so many DJs I see, I'm like, that's the song that made you $50 million? Why am I writing all these fucking jokes?
So funny.
You can make so much money as it. They make one song. We were on the road trip. We were talking about one-hit wonders. You weren't there. I know I'm pointing at you. We were talking about one-hit wonders, and we put on a bunch of one-hit wonders in the car on the way to Cleveland. And dude, it's insane how many of these bands made one banger, and they got rich, and you never heard from them again.
Like OMC's How Bizarre. I don't know if they got rich from that.
Yeah, I'm sure they did, buddy.
Come On Eileen is a one-hit wonder. Dexter's
Yeah.
Something Midnight.
Well, we started with
Macarena.
no, not the Macarena. We were talking about stuff from the 90s that Dexy's Midnight
Radicals,
Runners. That's
wow.
right. Yeah.
How about Lou Bega? Where's he at right now?
Mambo number 5. Top thing. No, the song that we did was You're My Butterfly, Sugar Baby. Come my lady, come.
my
Do you even know that song? Oh, and the other one was I like girls that wear Abercrombie. and
LMFAO
Fitch.
or
I
some
mean,
shit.
Yeah.
Those
no,
guys-
that's not LMFAO.
No, that's LFO.
LMFAO was Party Rockin'. And,
Yes, correct. LFO was the
Now, that's a
Abercrombie.
2-hit wonder. Does that count?
I don't know.
And how do you categorize House of Pain? Because Jump Around was, but also
Oh, man.
Everlast then would make a
Yeah.
good album. Whitey Ford.
Yeah, there's different tiers and layers here. Blind Melon with No Rain. I mean, I think that's a true one-hit wonder. They did other songs,
But isn't that credible? I bought that CD just for that song. I never listened to any other songs.
I know. I went and saw Sugar Ray at Bumbershoot in Seattle. It was my first live concerts in 1998, maybe 99. Third Eye Blind was a headliner at the time at the big Memorial Stadium.
Huge.
And Sugar Ray had just Fly was big, but not big yet, so they couldn't be headlining.
Sure.
Fly was enormous.
Yeah.
I mean, that song was played everywhere at any time. Probably, I don't know what your max plays on the radio is during like true drive time radio, but like
Thousands and thousands.
did you listen to the radio a
of
lot too? I mean,
What?
just yeah, of course.
You kidding me?
And
Q101.
oh, was that in Chicago?
Q101, yeah.
Nice.
And B96.
Yep.
And The Loop, 98.7.
Wow.
Do you remember? You remember them all?
We had 107.7, The End. That was like, do
107.7
you have the time to listen to? Yeah.
We're back in the studio, dude. We got Billy in here, Mark is in here, and Wacky Carl. Yeah.
Carl, back to Sesame Street. It's 93.3. Call it the phrase that pays. Here's John Mayer with Gravity.
Gravity.
Dude, 93.3 was Cube. That was the rap station.
Yeah, that was our B96, was
Yeah.
the rap station.
And they would always do these sponsored haunted houses every year.
Oh, dude, we went to one. I
Oh,
went to one
man.
on mushrooms one time.
Oh,
I just told that story on the other show.
Oh, man. I went to one second time maybe I smoked weed, and they had a strobe light room.
Oh, yeah. what
I'm
do you do?
surprised I'm here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Cube. Thanks for almost killing me. Thanks for almost killing everyone.
Yeah.
Strobe light in high school on edibles. Oh, man.
And you'd stare at it. You're like,
Oh,
man,
I remember
letting it soak your
my
fucking
buddy
soul.
and I, he got a concussion. We saw each other from what we thought was like 100 feet away,
Mm-hmm.
and we just started walking towards each other and fucking just boom. And we
Yacked
both
each other.
went down.
Bummer.
Imagine just being laying on the ground, just like, one is the lonely, and you're looking up and you see strobes, and everyone's around you coming at you trying to help, so you say, I mean,
Oh, it's so creepy.
I was freaking out.
What's your song that you want to go out to? If you had a heart attack on the way home, what song would you want to
A
hear?
bit I just talked about on the special, the song I want to die to. When turbulence happens, I get a song loaded up because
is
I
it?
don't want stranger screams to be the soundtrack to my demise.
Then what is it?
I jokingly say Bob Hansen, Beyonce Single Ladies.
Funny.
Look
Bob
at
Hansen.
this photograph. Something catchy, but my true song probably. But that's the thing. Do you want something that's going to make you cry? We all have that song that we've tuned up, and we're like,
I think if you cry while you're
just need to
dying, you
finish
turn
the
into a
job.
ghost.
if you cry while you're dying,
You turn into a ghost. Yeah.
it's a great song lyric.
If you cry when you're dying, you turn into a ghost.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's
Is it a ska
I think
song?
that's a 311 lyric.
I thought it was maybe like a
If
Brian.
you cry while you're dying, then you turn it. No, if you cry if you're sad while you die, I think that's how you turn into a ghost and don't pass through. If you're at peace when you die, that's when I think you pass through.
Dude, and if you're happy when
Pass
you
it
die,
here.
man, if you're happy when you die, man, clap your hands. That's a crazy thought.
What's
when
the
you're
song?
sad when you die.
Yeah, but I think that's got that's got to be kind of a literal. That feels pretty literal. I feel like ghosts are people who just haven't passed on because something is traumatic and they need something to finish out.
I think "You'll Be in My Heart" from the Tarzan soundtrack by Phil Collins.
Wow.
But I'm gonna sing it. Everyone around me, and I want them to.
I'm pretty close. I'm
At the-
Jungle Book.
and
I'm
I
the
want
theme
them-
for Jungle Book.
Oh, all right. I need a new answer.
No.
That's bare necessities, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, maybe the Lion King opening. And I want them to pick up my body, you know. Do we find our place in the best it's a circle. I'm singing this, by the way,
While you're
with all
dying.
the hospital staff. The circle of life. And then they have a big image of the Lion King behind me, and everyone's dressed as animals, and they pick up my body after they pull the plug and go, zhunk, and I go,
And you're gone.
and I'm Simba,
And
and
then
I'm
they put
dead.
you down and they let a bunch of animals just tear you to shreds.
Just rip me
'cause that's
to
the circle of
shreds.
life.
Actual hyenas come in.
Sick.
I mean, I'm just spitballing, but I think that's it. I think that's what we're going with. I don't think about that enough. I get pretty, actually, even when my mom and stepdad start talking Will stuff or
Ooh, Will stuff's tough.
Will Smith stuff.
Yeah.
And so they'll be like, dude, episode 3, season 5 of Fresh Prince, you could see that he had violence.
Carlton had to go
Yeah.
get milk. I remember that.
Carlton had to go get milk.
That's Will stuff's tough. When they say like, what do you, I always tell my parents, we have a pretty candid talk
About
about
death?
it. Well, I don't want anything. I don't want anything. So just,
Do you
just
but here's my question, though. Do you
burn
get,
it all.
Do you get like, are you like, nah, like, I don't even like to talk about it.
No.
Like
I'm
my dad
okay
is
with it.
now 81, and he's out of all the folks, the one that's aging. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, my parents are getting older. I don't want them to go, but my point is I don't want them to, I don't like this idea that you're supposed to like leave shit for people, that it's like, we're doing this for your future. It's like, dude, cut it out. I'm 40. Just have fun, spend all your fucking money. And I mean
Wow.
all of your fucking money.
Wow.
Yeah.
I actually kind of do agree with that.
Dude,
it's
I don't want
your
them to
money.
give me, what the fuck?
Who am I to be like, can I have some when you die?
Also gross. It's gross.
Yeah, it really is, actually.
You know what it is? Like my buddy who went through a pretty bad divorce was saying that him and his ex-wife spoke, you know, they were what is that? Cordial. You know, it wasn't like brutal.
Good.
It was like amicable. That's what I was.
there we go.
And they spoke about it, and she said she kind of hated. She had a career of her own. She kind of hated some of the money that she got. It felt dirty money.
Dirty money.
And there's something to me, and I don't know this because I haven't lost someone parent-wise, but I imagine that money is tough sometimes to spend. That you're like, this is money from a tragedy. I don't
Also,
want
what are you
the
spending
money.
it on? Because at some point you
Unless
forget.
you really need it, then I totally understand. I'm privileged in the fact that it's like I have my own career, my parents have their own life. It's like I don't
Yeah.
want their I just don't want it. I want them to die using all their money, having the most fun on the way out.
There's got to be swingers, freaks, whatever out there that take some of that leftover dead
dirt money.
Parent money, and they blow too much of it on bullshit, and they've got like a little bit left, and they're like, I gotta get that sex chair. It's $5,000, and like your dad left us that money. They get some weird
Dad would've wanted
bukkake orgy sex chair, and there's this big fuck party going on. At one point, one of the guys just goes, guys, takes his mask off and just real quick, Christine's dad. That's how we paid for this. The rest of the fucking everything that's in your butt right now. Christine's dad left a little bit of cash.
We miss him.
So, shout out.
Yeah. Every time you put one ball in your butt, just yell out, Christine's dad. Remember
Mark Larson.
Remember Mark Larson? He did this for you guys, okay?
But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, what are you putting it towards?
People spend it on, I'm sure there's some dark shit it gets spent on. But I just think let them have the most fun, like Puddin'. Let Puddin' live her free best life.
Totally.
Because I don't want my parents to feel like they need to have something for me or my sister. It's like, no way, dude.
Yeah, that's on you. That's your shit. Also, leaving stuff behind, too, it's like, maybe I didn't, like, then you feel bad. It's like, what if like, my mom goes out of her way to leave me stuff, and I'm just like, oh, I don't fucking want that. Like, but now I have to.
Yeah, do something with it.
I don't know.
No, that's true. This is dark, but that's true. That's like Shannon Sharp did a thing with Ocho Cinco I just saw, and he was like, he's like, have you been to a funeral? And he's like, yeah, he's talking about being frugal, about flying private. And he's like, you've been to a funeral before? He's like, yeah, of course I've lost people. And he's like, did they have a Brinks truck? Was there money there? Huh? Yeah, was there a U-Haul with all his shit? No. You got to spend it, have fun, and then when you gone, it's gone. And I was like, that's so true.
Shannon Sharp said that?
Yeah, I loved it.
Wow.
I love the perspective. It's like, you can't take it with you. Have fun. Fuck it.
Can't take it with you.
What do you, I don't know.
Now, what do you think about, and then we'll move on from the grave, but about taking it to the grave?
Physically putting my money inside of the grave? Yeah, I've thought about that.
No, I mean, like,
No, I have actually thought about that.
Really?
I want to put all my money in cash in the grave with me, and I want to be flown over, preferably Los Angeles, because I spend a lot of time here. My casket just kind of dangling, like, you know, like in an action movie.
Ooh.
When they can hold onto the rope for far too long.
Yeah.
You know, they do that. They're like flying over 50
Not
city blocks.
possible.
Like, dude, you'd fall within seconds. Your arm would give. It's insane. Like
know.
a military veteran could barely do that for like 10 minutes.
It does seem cool, though. When you see those NBA
So sick.
mascots flying in, or college football,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, there you go, shooting it up.
No, the mascots are shooting their T-shirts.
Oh, yeah.
No, but I think I want to be flown over Los Angeles with my money in the casket until.
Who's playing at the funeral? What
Band?
if
Probably.
you could get anybody live? You get one celeb to give the eulogy
Yeah.
that you pay to. By the way, Tony Hale almost came to my wedding, and I go, and he, it was a fast friend thing in the last like 4 or 5 years, and I was
He's
just
so
like,
great, that guy, huh?
the man. And I go, and he just also loves weddings. And I go, and he ended up not being able to come, but I go, I would love if you would give we're not going to do best man and maid of honor speech. A rehearsal dinner we did at, but
Right.
not the wedding and whatever. And I go, but it'd be great if you gave my best man speech and we could like write something, or you could write whatever.
What'd
and
he say?
He got so fired up for the idea and then just couldn't come. But I was like, wow, that would have been awesome.
If Tony did it, that'd be incredible.
Come on.
I would want.
So who would give that? And then whether it's somebody that that you know or not, it's cooler if you don't know him.
Harry
maybe.
Carey, if he was alive, would be rad
Cool.
to have.
Somebody call Carl. Let's dig him up.
Yeah, Carl will do it.
So
Harry Carey would have been great.
Wow. Was that your guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Well, the irony was he was a White Sox announcer, which was even funnier to me. He was like our, the South. He was for the South Side, and then he came to the North Side, which is also such a strange transition from my childhood. That this guy I know, everyone adored.
Yeah.
But I never saw him as a White Sox announcer. I was very young. So I knew him as a Cubs guy.
Wow.
But like all my parents and everybody in the older generation was like, fucking, he was a South Side. He did all the shit for the South Side.
Why'd he go to the Cubs?
I'm sure it was money.
Yeah.
Fucking, and he didn't want to get stabbed.
Yeah.
Comiskey was in a real tough area.
I didn't realize the contrast of location.
It's so far away.
Yeah. I'd never been to Wrigley for a game, but my buddy trains Axl and Duff, and I got to know Duff, Guns N' Roses. So
Yeah.
they're playing Wrigley. So first show of the weekend at Zany's, shout out, great club. I fart over to Wrigley and catch the last like 5 songs from the stage.
Oh, that's cool.
Looking out, I want to go to Wrigley for a game so bad.
Yeah.
But seeing it like that, Whoa, man.
You got to
a
go.
little
If
taste.
you're ever in Chicago, I have season tickets. You let me know.
Wow. Do you
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. My cousin and I
train.
split tickets.
Good move.
Well, what are you gonna? You want to stay in the system because then you keep moving
Oh, yeah.
around year after year.
'Cause when
Otherwise, you got to get in the lottery again and all.
Because
that
when the
shit.
Cubs get back to the World Series in 500 years.
Well, I'll be dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we won one.
You did. That was cool. You know, I was in
I'll
Wrigley
take it, dude.
when it
I
happened.
took my dad.
Were you in? Did you go to a game?
Yeah, we did.
Wow.
Yeah, changed my life.
Where were you when they won?
When they won, I was in my living room with the old lady and
In the pub.
I was standing up. I stood up the whole time. I had gotten off of work that night. I think we were shooting I'm Dying Up Here. I know we were because
Yeah.
I was shooting Up Dying Up Here when I left to Chicago to go to take my dad to a game. We almost missed the game. It was a wild story. I showed up, flight was delayed. I was gonna sell my tickets. I cried on the phone in the galley. And the flight attendant was like, "You're gonna have to sit down." I was like, "You can go fuck yourself. I'm gonna miss the World Series with my dad."
Yeah.
And I was calling to sell him on Ticketmaster because I was never gonna make it home. And I told my dad, "You should take someone. Just go to the game by yourself." And he was like, "I'm not going without you."
Oh.
And I was like, "No. You have the tickets. I sent them to you. Just take anybody. Take John, his buddy John." I was like, "Just take somebody. Just go. I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna go back to LA." I was sitting at LAX for hours, and I was like, I'll never make it." And sure enough, dude. Sure enough, the flight finally took off on time, landed. I told my lady, I said, "I love you. I'll see you. Here's money. I'm gone." I told her to go to my mom and dad's house where my mom was, and I jumped in a cab, split it with a guy that I had run into on the plane that we were both talking about going to the World Series. He's like, "I'm trying to make it too."
Wow.
And I'm not kidding when I say I threw a fistful of money at the cabbie, and I said, "As illegal as you can make it, do it. I don't give a shit."
You've seen Fast and Furious 6, right?
This is
I want my
7.
body to fly through the windshield. 6 stars.
He literally drove
You got it.
he drove on the shoulder the whole time because there was traffic on the freeway.
Wow. And
was
you made it.
One of the coolest moments. He dropped me off by the cemetery. I sprinted down the block, and as I saw my dad, they were singing the national anthem outside. Inside the stadium. It was wild as fuck.
You'll never forget that moment when you
We were jumping
saw
up and down,
him
man.
and then entered the stadium.
It
right?
was insane. We stood outside. We were hugging and laughing, and I was like, "We got to get a picture before we go, and we got to get."
Yes,
So we have one
yes.
photo of us. We have framed at the house, and we stood
So special.
outside, and we listened to the national anthem from the outside of the stadium, and it was empty. The streets were empty. It was kind of wild to. It was kind of almost like somebody put us there, like it was on purpose. It was deliberate.
Wow.
The universe was like, "You'll be outside alone, just you guys," and I mean, fucking empty. It was empty. Wrigley was empty. Everyone was inside. And we stood out there, we listened, and then we walked inside for the game. It was fucking wild. And we lost that game.
I was going to say, what if you walked up and then the woman goes, "Sorry, the game started. You can't go inside."
Yeah, oh my God. Right out front.
You did this. So I was on my way to Philly to do shows, going the day early for press, and Game 7 is happening. I'm landing in Chicago, and it's the 4th inning. And I go, fuck. I go, if they win, I have a chance to go party in Chicago right now. What am I
Yeah.
doing? And I go, I should cancel. I should hit them up and be like, "I can't make it. Something happened." I look up, flight canceled due to weather. Hit up my buddy that lived in there. We from college, we went to a bar, and then they
Do you remember
won.
what bar it was? Was it in Wrigley?
It was next to, I think I stayed at a W somewhere near the airport, and it was right next door to that.
At the W?
Yeah, in Chicago, wherever that is in downtown.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I
I could
know where
figure
the
it out.
W
Man,
is.
it was a cool bar. The Sandlot, that's, I went to.
That's up in Wrigley.
Well, so
though.
that we went there after. So
Yeah.
once they won, we went there, and I was there till, I almost missed my flight the next day. I was there till probably 4 or 5 in the morning.
God bless.
I saw people jump. I mean, I've never seen so many hugs and high fives from strangers. I've never seen people, a guy driving his car down the street and somebody jumped on his car and the guy was high fiving the guy who was jumping on his car.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody was mad. I to this day, Andrew, I'm not joking you. It's the most, that's why when people like say things about sports, or now there's this great TikTok trend going around that my wife just showed me where, and she did it to me. It's because, our boy T. Kels is, kicking it with Swiftie.
Oh,
and
sure,
so
yeah.
there's a trend going around where girls will tape their boyfriend. They'll go, "It's so crazy, like Taylor Swift's like putting Travis Kelce on the map."
I saw that,
And the
yeah.
guys go, "What?" And I'm like, she did to me last night. And I go, "What are you talking about? He's been around." And she just starts laughing. And she goes, and she showed me all these trends. It's very funny. Some guys get very mad. They're
Yeah.
like, "It's so great. Taylor Swift could put put Travis on the map." And then the guy will be doing it. And he's like, "What are you talking about?" Well, it's just like nobody knew who he was. And he goes, "He's one of the best football players in the game right now, babe." I mean, guys get so mad. Anyway, so what was I saying? Fuck, Wrigleyville, driving through, high fives.
Sports. You said what sports does to you.
When I see people make fun of sports, I'm like, man, I wish I could like take what I saw in that moment and have them watch the entire. It was crazy. There was no, I mean, and you're talking every type of person. It was a true, and also look, the stakes for that night were a little different than most sporting events, like the drought that you'd had for a World Series and just, you know, the team, Chicago, that strip of bars and fun. But like, man, it was so many people crying. I opened the bar, man, I didn't have my ID when I walked and nobody cared. Oh, wow, and we met up with, we ran into some of your buddies too. I could probably go back through and find some texts. It's not worth it.
You ran into some friends of mine?
Yes.
Yeah.
That knew me from you that were like.
Adam Ray!
Yeah, in 2 or 3 different bars, actually.
That's awesome.
That was cool, because then I was just like, oh, man, this is, you really.
I wish we could have been there, man.
Yeah.
Instead, I was shooting a show that got canceled after 2 seasons.
Great show, though. Worth it. Got to be buds with Jim Carrey.
I don't know if it was worth it.
Yeah, it was. It was
I would
worth
have
it.
rather been in Chicago.
Alrighty then. It was worth it.
Yeah, no, honestly, it was good. It was worth meeting
Seeing
him.
you on Corden with Jim Carrey.
That was a cool moment in my
all
life.
this thing with you with Jim Carrey, being at the Comedy Store 50th or was it Mitzi's birthday?
Mitzi's birthday.
Mitzi's memorial birthday.
Yeah.
And Jim walking over, Andrew, what's up? Just this is just normal.
It was
all
it was
that
a
to
cool
me,
moment,
and I know you thought it was that cool because we talked about it, but that guy for me, I didn't realize was on such a crazy. We're going to talk about Robin Williams. There's a handful of those guys. When he walked through to scout, I think, and probably there to see you that night when he came to the Comedy Store for the first time in 30 years, maybe. Yeah. And he's walking through the back bar to go up to take a peek at Roast Battle. And I'm in the bar at the Comedy Store. And we've both done some cool shit, been around some cool people.
Yeah.
I think we're still fans. I'm still like, I don't want to say as starstruck anymore, but definitely like there's an enthusiasm and excitement level. As well, there should be.
Of course.
Like you wanting to find Griff at the thing, you would have, however that moment would have played out, the fact that you were like, oh, that would have been fucking cool, is awesome. Jim Carrey walks through, and I had no heads up about this.
Yeah.
And he walks through, and I kind of just turned and I saw him, and immediately I was like, I never thought I'd be on the same planet, let alone the same back bar as him. And he walks through, and I just kind of like stuff like this, and I'm just doing that, and then he just looks right at me and goes, "Hey, man." And I was like, I don't think I said anything. He kept walking, and I think maybe it was Rob, the bartender, goes, "Man, you played that really well, huh?"
Rob just shitting on you while he's making a gin and tonic.
Yeah.
Way to go, dickhead.
Yeah, dude. I was like, and then somebody said, "Oh, he's going to be sticking around," and I was like, I got to bounce. I don't want to be. And then I think he was there with Theo and a bunch of people till late night telling stories. And yeah, I would have loved to have been a part of that and seen that. And I had to trace it back. Like, why was I so outer body, almost felt like numb? And I was talking about it with my sister, and she goes, well, when you were a big kid and you started to make people laugh and you went from fat kid to funny kid, a lot of the things I would do early on were memorizing chunks from Ace Ventura and like reciting them on the bus to buddies.
Right.
And then and that started to kind of do my impressions of teachers and friends and just confidence to make people laugh, which then made me go, oh, they look at me as the funny kid and not the fat kid. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to chase that, whatever that is. And it's a win-win. I feel good. They're not teasing me anymore. I'm making them feel good.
Right.
So it was this crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. And she was like, oh, it started with that. And that's why, my sister was like, and that's why you were so taken aback and couldn't fucking talk.
Jim is one, that's one for our kind of people, for
Yeah.
comics. It'll do that to you. I mean, he's
And I think I wanted to maybe
tip top.
subconsciously, maybe all that was in there, and I felt or saw that as I saw him. So
Right.
it was almost like, thank you wouldn't have done it justice, but it was just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, no, I feel that I get it now when someone who's a fan says something to me. Obviously, I'm not that caliber of him to what he is to me, but when a fan says
you've made an
something like,
impact.
well, when they say something like, my mom died, and listening to you guys and you and Bobby and watching
yeah.
you guys and all your friends, he's like, it helps me get through shit. And that is the same kind of impact I know it has when I say, hey, man, you made my childhood, like, fun.
Yeah.
You gave me fantasy. You
Yeah.
gave me, like, freedom to be goofy and to talk out of my butthole and to look stupid and make
Right.
faces. And
Yeah.
it's the same kind of thing. You're giving someone something, whether you know it or not. It's powerful shit, dude.
Yeah, it's such a second nature thing for you to be fearless and take chances and have blind confidence when you're doing anything from, punked to stand up to bad friend stuff to act. I mean, I even saw somebody post something about how there are all these athletes at the thing, but then she was like, but I got to meet, little Dicky star over here.
Oh, right.
Dave.
Yeah.
And so it's like when you have a myriad of things like that for people to pull from, it is nice to hear those things from time to time because I've really kind of stopped looking at comments because I just go, they're not doing for me what I.
Well, then
what
I'm
they,
going to stop writing them if you stop looking because I've been writing so much.
Well, a few of them were anti-Semitic, and I know you were trying to give my mom a shout out, but there's also they don't do for me what they did when I was first getting going. I think I just needed more
validation.
Yeah, and we all still do. I still, after doing this taping this past weekend, I still want to get off and have, and people go, that was it or whatever, and it was nice because my wife and mom was there. My mom introed me, and Sandy Danto was there, and a few other homies that were very candid in being like, that was like I could tell when I got off for one, and the reaction wasn't the way it was, and it was the warm up show. And I just was going a little fast in some pockets where they were all like, and then once I made that adjustment and did a few other adjustments with some, I've got a big chunk about my white rapper brother-in-law Dirte, and so it was finding the right placement for all that and just taking my time. And when you get off and you see people that also see it all the time, my wife sees so much now, and Sandy and people that just know you that are like, that was it, or when they're like pumped for you, that matters. But the reading comment stuff. If there is any advice that what younger comics give me, I'm like, dude, not paying attention to that. Also not paying attention to the people that you're like posting the flyers and then this and that just because you're like, you want to seem like you're doing it all instead of just do it all, It's like there was a time before, I mean, I know that in the social media era with athletes, they all, like D Wade and I remember LeBron when they were in Miami would post videos of them working out, prepping for the season. But, it was one little cool thing of them running on sand. It wasn't like every day's workout. So my point being, like, when you're starting off in comedy, it's like all of the, like, posting everything and really making everything seem like a huge deal. It's like you got to just, rein it in and let that stuff happen when it's supposed to. But
I'm going to swim upstream on this one and say post everything, read every comment, get in your head, let anxiety riddle your soul, let your core tear itself down until you're physically in pain.
You can't
from some
figure
of the
out
anxiety.
what you can handle until you can figure out who you're handling. I mean, that's what every little ism of his is. It's a fucking,
Now you're you hang out with Dr. Phil, by
sure,
the way?
1 in the pink, 2 in the stink, but how about 4 in the think tank and 5, and then 5 in the stink? So keep it in the asshole, but put some up here too. We'll be right back. No, I've never hung out with him.
You
But
haven't?
I'd like to meet him. Kirk Fox might bridge that gap
Yeah,
for
he
me.
worked for him, right? For a long
Plays
time.
tennis with him. I just want to let him know that it's all a goof.
Can you play tennis?
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's get you out there, buddy. You got a nice forehand or backhand?
I'd say the backhand's probably stronger.
Yeah, I know. I've heard it from your wife. We'll be right back. All right.
Whoa.
It's that's so a generation of comedy I would have loved to just see through. I would have loved to like be a fly on the wall for
the backhand, where someone would make a joke about hitting.
just that whole that era of like
Imagine being
your
the
wife.
Well, imagine being in the live studio audience where they're like, "I'll punch you in the clit if you speak like that again," and everyone's like,
yeah.
I hope they use that. That was the take.
Well, I should be at home cooking. I mean that shit was so wild to me.
I know. Well, dude, I remember when I was on.
They'll say that about us. They'll say that about us.
With this generation of comedy?
Yeah, of course. What do you mean? Every 50 years, you'll look back on whatever it was you made or ruined or started, and they'll go, that was fucking stupid.
Wow.
I mean, that's impossible not to.
Do you think comedy will evolve so much where people will look at you and Bobby and be like, can you believe they thought this was funny?
Oh, dude, I say that now.
Yeah.
I say it now. Our comedy
So you do
does
read my
not
comments.
age well. It is awful.
Our comedy doesn't?
Comedy does not age well, period. Comedy does not age well. Dude, Eddie Murphy's first album, his first track, you don't know what it is?
No.
We'll pull it up so you can see it.
Oh, the fart game, the barbecue. Yeah.
The first album is buckwheat. I mean, so do you know what I mean? It's like
Doo-doo Christmas gifts.
Yeah, Doo-Doo Christmas gifts are
Wait,
actually
wait.
great.
Now I'm going to give you all these Eddie Murphy, Delirious. Are these Delirious or from Raw? Self-titled. Okay,
That's
Andrew, I'm going to
self-titled.
give you these choices, and for your next special, you get to pick one. You
okay.
you have to pick one.
Yeah.
Ready? The first one. Second, buckwheat.
Yeah,
Number 3, black movie theaters.
I like that one so far.
Talking cars.
Nah.
Doo-doo Christmas gifts.
Yeah,
Myths. A little Chinese.
a little Chinese, which is who I work with right now.
Oh, that's actually real good. Boogie in your butt.
No, because that's too much. Too much of my stuff is
Yep.
homoerotic
Yep.
already.
Drinking fathers.
That's 2 on the nose.
2 on the nose. Ephraim. Not too far from Efron, your current
Right,
co-star.
yeah, that's true.
The Pope and Ronald Reagan.
No, this is my favorite.
Hit by a car. That's
Hit-
more for Divine, but
hit-
change it to cement truck.
That's right.
Enough is enough.
I got to tell you, Enough is actually a great album name.
It
Enough
really
is
is.
enough.
It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do Enough is Enough. Do you want me to do that? I think I should for my next album. What's your special call, by the way?
Don't count out the first one again.
Yeah, maybe I will. You're right. But this is my point: is comedy doesn't age well.
Yeah.
Comedy doesn't age. That's not that would at the time no one cared. It was 1982 or 3.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I was going to call
I
this.
mean, it matters in a way, but what I'm saying is like, of course, comedy doesn't age well. Bobby and I's comedy, this podcast, like, comedy is for right now, which is why it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's right now.
I know.
That Soder said this one time. Dan Soder, who is to me one of the funniest comics alive, one
I'll
of
put
the
my
best
name.
writers,
I'll put my name on that.
one of the best comics I've ever seen.
And one of the sweetest guys, and a great set of pipes.
I'll go back to what I was saying. No, the guy is just incredible. But he said to me one time, a fan said something to him that pissed him off about like, oh, I like you better on the podcast than your stand-up. And he goes,
Right.
yeah, you know why, dude? Because you're getting it right from the tap. You're drinking it from the fucking hose like when you were a kid. A special, something we put online has been edited. It's been filtered. It's been put in a different glass.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dude, yeah, you like the podcast sometimes more because you're fucking drinking it from the
It's right then and
unfiltered
there.
hose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it tastes delicious, dude.
You got it when you wanted it.
I want it right now, which is the new generation of thing. So that's why comedy doesn't age
I
well.
Want It Right Now is a good title.
I want it right now.
How about I Want It That Way? And it's
feel like-
you.
I feel like.
No, no one's ever used that. You're fine.
Are you sure?
Oh,
Well, you know when it's
Okay,
coming out.
yeah, I'm
it's
not
going to be
sure.
coming out. I think it's going to be May, right? When it comes out?
what is?
It's gonna be.
In sync.
No, I think comedy doesn't age well, and that's part of the beauty. I think to me of someone being like, "Can you believe they said that?" It's like, yeah, dude, because things were different.
Yeah.
Everything is different. You have to
Yeah.
take things subjectively in a time capsule of when they were applied to the world. It's like, of course, John Wayne said fucking racist shit.
Sean Connery. Well, if you want to hit a woman, you
Smack
just go,
a woman, maybe
you
smack
smack
her.
her. If she uses the wrong adjective, you put a finger in her eye.
Like,
socket.
granted, if you said that now, you'd probably go, "Hey, we should maybe
should-
change your perspective a
Sure,
little bit,
yeah.
or let's educate you on another angle." But to look at people's pasts and say that they said something insane, that's why I think comedy can only be. It's for now.
But because we now live in this I want it now, accessibility, clickbait, no fact checking, headlines, make news, it's kind of doomed in a way. Not
No,
doomed, but
no.
just, well, because there will always be this ability for people to go, look at what Andrew and Bobby said on the pod 20 years ago.
Okay.
Not saying that's going to do anything.
No, but okay,
people,
fine.
Yeah, totally.
Who cares? To me, it's like
cares,
to
exactly.
me, entertainment is like the ocean. Entertainment is the ocean. It's
Billy?
It's Billy Ocean. Yeah. Yes.
Great, moving on.
So I think that.
Wait, real quick.
Comedy
I got a Billy
entertainment
Ocean story.
It's like Billy Ocean.
I got a Billy Ocean
Give it
story.
to me.
I took my dad to see Billy Ocean in Sacramento. My dad's a big Billy Ocean guy.
Oof.
Before he left, he said, "I'm a big Billy Ocean guy,"
Interesting.
and then he left. And then I no, you listen to Billy Ocean a lot in the car. You drive a Chevy Thunderbird, drinking Diet Pepsi.
Yeah.
You know, probably just
Ford Thunderbird.
There it is.
Ford Thunderbird. Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
Beautiful car.
Yeah.
Billy's blasting. I mean, Caribbean Dreams, Caribbean Queen, Get Out of My Dreams, Get into My Car, Mystery Lady, a lot of great sweet tracks. Got me into Billy. get older, I'm like, Dad, Billy's playing in Sacramento. I'm doing shows up there. You want to fly you out, go see me at this casino? He's like, fuck yeah. Is your mom coming? He didn't say that. And so I
reunite us.
we unite us over the thing that broke us apart. And so we that's not what broke him apart.
It was him being a bad father, right? Yeah.
Oh, which Billy sings about. So
Are you a bad dad? Are you a bad dad?
reunite? Yeah, he just looks. Bringing your son to the show. Hopefully, it puts a Band-Aid on the wound. So we're staying there in the arena. The theater.
Missed another birthday. You missed another birthday. That's my childhood. That's literally my childhood. You said you'd show up and you never did.
You bought baseball cards again. You thought baseball cards would.
How many times did you hear this? No, I have your gift. I'm going to give you your gift next time I see you. Yeah. The amount of times I heard that shit.
Wow.
I got your gift. No, when I see you.
I got you.
I got you a gift.
Am I seeing you? I think I'm seeing you. I'm seeing you. Seeing you soon.
When I see you next week, I'll give you.
You got it then.
Okay. And I believed it every time. Well, is it a Ghostbusters gift? You know, fucking. Yeah, it's Ghostbusters. Yeah.
I know. And then I had to steal toys from my friend Colin Eisler. Colin Eisler, shout out. He had great toys. His mom was driving me back home. I was playing at his place. I think he had a Ghostbusters Proton pack.
He had a Proton pack?
Yep. I took the Proton pack, and I think
big money.
A Ninja Turtle. I think it was the van, and maybe a couple figurines, maybe a Super Shredder or a fucking Bebop Rocksteady. Put him under Fat Adam. Put under his shirt, under his No Fear T-shirt. Bases loaded, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, full count, no fear. Fat kid. Friend's house, better toys, steal the toys, no fear. I have the toys under the shirt. I put them under like this. I'm committing. It's my first acting job. This shit should have been on my reel. I walk outside to drive me back to my home in Lake Forest Park, Washington, single mom household, coming back to less toys but more junk food. And I walk out, and Colin's like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "I just don't feel well, man. I think it was the cheeseburger your mom made." He's like, "We had grilled cheese." I was like, "Either way, it tasted like shit." So I'm like, "Oh." And then his mom's like, "All right, get it." She's like, "Are you okay?" I'm holding my shirt over 6 toys. Idiot. Also, what?
Colin's your boy, dude.
So
You're jacking
Colin,
from your home.
Colin, I fucked it up, man. And his dad was a
cop?
a rector, no, a butthole doctor. And his son's name is Colin, which I always thought was great. Didn't put that together till like a week ago.
Yeah.
Toys under the shirt, walk out. His mom goes, "You all right?" She just started to tell. She was like, "This fatty's smuggling more than just beef jerky sliders." Yeah. And so she just takes my hands and goes, and moves them up. And she goes, "Give me your hands for a second." And the shirt goes up. And I'll never forget the sound of 6 toys plus a Proton pack hitting the ground. Ba-ba-ba-bum. And I just go. And she looks down and she goes, "Oh, my God." And Colin goes, "You're taking my Proton pack?" And I go, and
you pretended to still be sick.
Committed to the stomach ache. Yeah.
You fucking loser.
Of course. Got back, felt real bad. Felt real bad. I didn't get away with it.
Still chill?
Oh yeah, we were fine. We joked about it in high school too. I mean, it was a very.
But right after, Colin was cool with this?
No, that definitely put a.
I had a moment I wanted to steal a Game Boy from this kid that we hung out with.
That's easier.
His name was Philip. This was one of my first apartment buddies. You know, when we were living in high rises, you know, you get dropped off at a different apartment, and theirs was so fucking nice. I remember his mom was so hot. It's funny because I thought...
His mom was so hot?
His mom was so old in my mind. I was like, she's so old, but she's so hot.
Whoa.
And then now you're at the age where you're like, she was probably 27. Maybe younger than that.
Wow.
We were,
That's a young mom.
Well, yeah, she was probably, we were probably 7. I don't know. So
Jesus.
yeah, she was probably 28, 29, right around then or something like that. And I remember going to his crib, and he had a fucking dope custom Game Boy. Jewish, by the way, is where I learned what a dreidel was for the first time.
Great.
And they had wallpaper in their apartment.
Jewish.
I thought that was crazy.
Jewish.
Well, because we didn't even paint our walls. Our apartment was white. We had pictures up, but we didn't like paint the apartment.
Perfect. As it should be. The only color of wallpaper, okay?
The best color.
The best color.
No, but it was because we moved apartments enough that I feel like we never really were gonna make it.
That's
which is
why.
what I do now, which is kind of creepy. It's like when I had a desk job, I
way.
never like did anything. You know, I never or a dressing room, right? When I get a green room or something that's mine, I don't fucking decorate
Or unpack.
you don't even know I'm there.
Wow.
Because I'm going to be gone soon.
Wow.
So I never really do that. Yeah, in hotels I don't unpack. I leave it all in the suitcase and then I fucking get out of there.
Oh, me too.
I make it
I don't
feel
like
like
to
I
get
wasn't
comfy
there.
in the hotel.
No, I wasn't really there. I'm like gone. So that was a weird thing that they had wallpaper. I remember being like, wow, this is their apartment. Like it's theirs.
Yeah.
It's not a rental. It
Yeah.
was, but he had a Game Boy and we played all night and he was extremely generous, which is probably the only reason I didn't fucking steal it because it wasn't like, when is it my turn? That never came up. You know, the when is it my turn fucking argument? It never came up. He continually just let me play and then I'd give it back to him.
So generous.
It was so generous that as I was in the bathroom holding my little penis, peeing, I thought, I can't steal that from Philip. And I felt bad because I really wanted to take it because I didn't have one. And I thought Philip had money. They were rich. I could have taken it from
He
him
was probably trying to set you up.
to see if I would steal
Yeah,
it.
he was like, play. How fun is that?
Yeah.
Go into the bathroom.
Maybe you
with your
should
little
walk out in the
tiny-
hallway with
your
it.
little tiny penis. And
Well,
walk
he
into
didn't
the
say that about my tiny penis.
Well, he thought it. If he was a Jew, he thought about
Do
sizing
you have
up
a
your
vivid
ween.
memory of you holding your little tiny penis as a kid and how
Sure.
small? It's so funny.
It's funny. It's very funny.
so funny.
I have a more vivid memory of Spencer Walsh at the urinal in 4th and 5th grade pulling his pants all the way down
Yeah, to the ankles.
to the ankles.
We had a couple of kids like that.
And I remember the first time I saw a teacher see it. Oh, man, what a funny moment. We would always go, just what are you doing? Even in 4th and 5th grade, you knew you get the sweatpants down a little bit, get enough room there so you're not
Yeah.
going to pee on yourself, and
Yeah.
you take out your little wiener and you fucking pee. Mr. Hayes was a 5th grade teacher. He later in the year got in trouble for locking a kid in a portable.
Sounds right.
The guy wore like
porta potty.
portable.
Portable what?
Remember portables were like
Portable is just a word for mobile.
yeah, so it was like a mobile classroom they would have.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
He locked
Okay.
a kid in the portable.
Right.
And he also wore like tinted sunglasses that were like glasses.
He smoked weed.
Yeah, and I think he had slick back gray hair. He was Dr. Claw from
Yeah, man,
Inspector
he
Gadget.
smoked weed.
Yeah.
And
I remember-
he locked a kid in school and wore tinted sunglasses with slick back hair.
And
He
I'll
was
never-
a bully grown up.
I'd never heard a teacher curse before. And he walks into the restroom, which
And he said the first track off of Eddie Murphy's first album.
Oh, close. By the way, they had a faculty bathroom. He shouldn't have been using the tiny urinals to begin with. But he
Yeah,
walks
what's
in.
going on in there?
Spencer's pants are all the way ajar. And Mr. Hayes walks in. I'm washing my hands, and I just hear him go, "Oh, what the fuck?"
That's a right response, though.
Yeah,
You
dude.
don't want to see a little boy's butt.
No.
It's actually healthier that he goes, no. Then he goes, oh, hey, leave those down, or made a comment. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess this is where the real party starts, huh? Yeah. Anything, yeah, for sure.
Oil check.
Oh, yeah, but
You
can't-
remember oil
Oil
checks.
check. Well, we
dude.
had oil check, or there was people would do
credit cards.
credit cards.
Yeah, but
Which
credit
those
credit
have
cards-
gotten during Me Too. I think I read articles where people were like,
people were credit carding people.
well, just bringing up like from the past how.
Well,
it
yeah,
was-
you can't do that as a grown up. We would do it to each other when we were little kids.
I mean, depends on if you're in the village in St. Petersburg or not.
That's right.
You can credit card all day.
Do you take Visa or American Express?
Can you imagine taking your hand though? That was always so weird to me. Credit card, just put your hand straight up through someone's butt. I mean,
Yeah, and
what
then
a weird
go
move.
decline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The good
Oh
old
my
days
God.
of youthful parties will
Oh man, that,
always stay ingrained in my brain as some of the most fun, weirdo nonsense.
I
Like,
wish we were friends in high school.
me fucking too.
Even college, but man,
no. College is a blur.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And
High school had some real relationships.
1,000%. And the laughs that I had in high school, I think at a high school party, whether it was 4 people in a basement, or at a bigger, somebody had a big ass house party,
Yeah.
backyard, wherever. But like some of those true giggle fests, and I feel like you and I would have been a fucking tandem to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
Where it would have been, people would have wanted to be wherever we were to just hear us bullshit. Because I feel like
we would have had some.
we're
we would have
extensions
been
of what we
troublemakers,
were
for
then.
Sure.
Now,
we
right?
would have been way. We would have gotten in deep shit.
For sure, we would have been, probably.
Because I instigated, and you would go along with it.
We would have found the kid that was down to like drink this or eat that,
100%.
and we would have been like,
there was a guy who brought a taser to this party we were at.
oh wait, one of those little things that you would press and it shocked you?
Yeah, a taser.
Oh, I got
fucking-
suspended for doing that to a kid.
This guy brought a taser and he was fake tasing people. And he tased this other kid and he was like, my tooth fell out. Like, And I was like, no, it didn't, dude. But he had like a loose tooth. I was like, whoa, you tased his tooth out of his head. And in my mind, I was like, you could tase teeth out of people. So I'm thinking, dude, let's see who else's teeth we can make fall out. And he kept trying to tase people. I was like, this is so bad. And he's listening to me because we're laughing.
Yeah.
But he thinks we're laughing with him. I'm laughing that people's teeth might fall out.
Yes.
By the way, don't tase people until their teeth fall out.
Yeah, please.
No, but those moments, you and I would have been bad boys together. We would have instigated nonsense to continue on and get worse and worse.
Oh, yeah.
Until, you go to jail, I bail you out.
Yeah.
I
know maybe a prison sentence would have been in the cards. I don't know. You never went to jail, did you?
Yeah, I've been to jail.
Oh, really?
And college, I went to jail.
Wow.
I went for pissing in public, for fighting in public. I went to jail like twice or something.
Cool.
But I don't even know if that's real. I was arrested. I was like...
I've been arrested for weed at the airport.
I went to the jail.
But they didn't take me to the jail.
But I didn't have to stay. I didn't get like booked or anything. Well, no,
Right.
I guess you do.
You
I had
were
to
down
go to alcohol classes, or what is it called? Like whatever. They made me go to the same place that people go that got DUIs.
Wow.
I had to go to all those fucking things. I did community service, which I did at a church in Arizona, and I'll never forget the old guy that worked there. At one point, realized he was like, "You're writing the wrong time on your slips." Because I would say I showed up and I did 10 hours. I was there for like an hour outside picking weeds, And he was like, "You're writing longer than you were here." And I'm like, "Fuck, this is a church," And I felt bad.
Yeah.
And I said, I'll make up the time to you. I'll help in another way. He goes, No. I don't care. But on some of them, keep the lies consistent. I was like, oh. He's like, yeah, you didn't come an hour one day and 10 the next. That's... Just do 4 here, 6 there. Like, he told me how to lie about it. I was really grateful. Because he knew, it was like, nobody wants to fucking do community service.
Fuck no.
And I didn't even do anything. I think that time I was pissing in public. I got arrested for peeing behind my buddy's bar that he was manager of.
I don't know how I feel about that one.
Peeing in public?
There's bigger things to...
Well, but also...
Unless you're taking it out and being like, anyone want to smell it?
Well, it's also... that's what I said. Oh, I think I said sniff it. But is sniff and smell the same?
No. Is scratching... No, you're fine.
Anybody want to scratch and sniff it? You're allowed to piss in public. That is completely legal to urinate in public, anywhere in public space, as long as it's not... Because if it's...
As long as no one sees it.
Well, no, it's also if you're under duress, right? Like, if you need to get rid of urine...
Yes.
It's not illegal to piss outside. Yeah. That's insane.
Pay for my bladder infection, by the way, if you don't.
Well, I need to piss. If I have to piss, I have to piss. If you're being like, if it's by children or a school or this was behind a bar, of all places.
Yeah. You didn't walk into the McDonald's play place.
Well, I pissed in the ball pit.
$5 to guess how many, I don't know, to some sort of weird, penis game.
When I was in high school, we would get drunk and piss down slides at public parks. That was funny to me. That was funny to me.
But you're a kid.
It was at night. No one was there. It was for the morning. The payoff was tomorrow.
Yeah, I got almost arrested in San Diego. I was doing Lestats in San Diego.
Oh, yeah.
And I get off stage. Mal Hall. God, who else? Josh Mullins ran that for a bit.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And Tyler Spindell had come down with me, and of Netflix directorial. What's his movie with Demond just came out? The Outlaws.
The Outlaws.
Tyler, great director, and he came down to do a spot and hang. And I walk out of Lestats to say goodbye to people, and all of a sudden these cops are eyeing me. And then all of a sudden one just grabs me and flips me around and puts me in cuffs. Goes, you have the right to remain silent. I literally have walked off stage. I'm outside of Lestats on the street there next to the coffee shop.
Was that bad?
My dad left, right?
Comedy.
And so you do have a great Norman. Didn't you guys do a facial thing?
We did. Yeah, we had a swap. So you got arrested outside of Lestats.
So, and he puts me in cuffs. And first I'm in cuffs, and I go, what the fuck? And I go, dude, I just got off stage. He goes, tell it to the judge. I go, am I on a hidden camera show? Who says tell it to the judge? People start walking out. They're like, what's going on? I'm like, what the fuck? The guy goes, hey, man. He goes, there's a guy walking around spooking people and peeping toms and looking at people's houses and flashing his dick, and windows are all around this area. And he looks just like you. I go, looks just like me. And one of them, the guy goes, yeah, and wearing exactly what you're wearing, a green T-shirt and a white backwards hat. I go, fellas, do you really think if I was walking around poking my head into fucking houses in this area, I'd come back the next night and do a show a block away? And one of them goes, you calling us stupid? I go, I mean,
kinda.
Put the pieces together. They got real upset, shoved me down on the curb. I thought they were going to pull a whole, bite the curb, American History X style.
Sick.
Sat me down. They were just true American, like, fucking, you think you're above the law?
San Diego, dog.
Yeah. San Diego bro cops came out. Everyone's walking out. They're like, what the fuck? I'm like, guys, can you tell them I literally just got off stage? And everyone was cool. And one guy, I go, bro, he goes, what's happening? I go, dude, tell these cops I just got off stage. They're trying to think I like was walking around peeping Tom houses. And he was like, well, that's all you talked about on stage.
Oh, God.
And one of the cops goes, what's that? And he goes, I'm sorry, I'm joking.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, you piece of
They
shit.
finally let you go, obviously.
After, I'd say about 45 minutes, one of them comes
dude.
over, he goes, all right, we ran your stuff. Well, apparently it's not you. And
We ran your
and
stuff.
I got out of the cuffs and I was so fired up, but they were looking for me. They kept flexing on me. One of the guys like chest bumped me a little bit. They wanted me to push back.
Yeah,
Because
so they
one of
could
them kept
shoot
being
you.
like, I'll take you down to the station. Yeah, shoot me, take me to the station. Man, I wish I fucking did it, dude. I look back, I wish I fucking fought those cops.
That's a bad idea, bud. Don't fight cops.
Hey man, we all need that little boost. If Jamba can't give it to you. Wait, I got one more real quick story. Can I tell you?
Yeah.
When you were talking about Dan Soder, the first time I met Dan Soder, we were co-headlining in Helium at Portland.
Yeah.
And we go back to the room and he goes, what do you want to do? First night, he was like, I got some weed. I was like, I got some screeners. We start going through. He's like, 12 Years a Slave, I haven't seen it. Have you seen it? I go, no. He's like, I heard it's amazing. I go, yeah, let's put it on. So I'm sitting in the chair in the back of the hotel room. He's sitting on the edge of the bed. We're high as balls watching this. There's a scene in that movie that's very graphic.
Yeah.
And during it, we're just dead silent, quiet. And then all of a sudden, Dan just hits pause and turns back and looks at me and goes, just so we're on the same page, this is bad, right? And we both just started laughing. And he goes, just making sure you weren't going to, at the end of it, go, man, they really Hollywooded that up, huh?
Yeah, that's good.
And it was like, and so we always both tell that story.
He's a brilliant dude.
Yeah. So funny.
funny.
There's guys like that I don't want to say fly under the radar because he gets his due cred.
No. He's credible.
Yeah. But there's also
You want him to be bigger, is what you're saying. You want more people to know
I want
about him.
more. Yeah, there's certain people that you're just like, but also, I don't know. But I feel like it's all relative. Like I don't know. Is anyone ever fully just like, cool, man, I like where I'm at?
I bet Chappelle is there.
Maybe. But maybe he's like, maybe I should do a show again. Maybe I need even more.
I think he's good. I
think
when
he's
you
not. I think
sell
he
out
needs more.
5 arenas, you're like, in one city, 5 arenas. What do we say? He's in Chicago, he sold out 3 United Centers.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, it's 3 home games. It's like, what the fuck? That's insane.
Would you want to do
The
an arena?
Bulls don't sell out 3 home games in a row.
Sorry.
Shout out to my fam. No, do what I want to do arenas?
Yeah.
I did them with Rogan. Do you mean, do I want to personally
Yeah,
play?
yeah,
No, I'd have no, I have
Capita
0.
Theaters.
I have zero want to do.
Why?
arenas.
Disconnect?
It's I mean the money is I'm
crazy.
sure amazing when you get to sell out an arena, but I don't imagine that's. It was fun to do with Joe, but it was just not what my favorite part of comedy is, if that's the best way to say
Yep.
it. It's not my favorite version.
Yep.
I just did him with Bert. I just did him with Bert, but that was cool. It was like a festival. It was all of us. It was like that was cool.
Yes.
But me headlining them by myself, that's daunting in a way where it's like, I don't know. I'd rather just play something a little bit more intimate and just do more shows.
The Bad Friends tour, I'm hoping I can get out to a show to see one live.
Come on, you jump on stage and do some time and come have some fun.
Even just popping in with Bobo.
We had Mateo come do it when we were in
yeah.
Indianapolis together. That was fucking amazing, dude. We've had some great. We had Dave Hellum came out
great.
when we were in Atlanta.
All right, I'm gonna find one. When I even just popped in on Tiger Bellies in Seattle with Bobo.
Boo.
Yep.
We don't mention that.
Let me
trash.
finish.
Garbage.
I couldn't believe that I was there.
Yeah, me too. No, look at the schedule and come out and come to a show. We'd love to have you on. And
But
come
even
bounce
a
with
little
us.
bit of back and forth with Bobo, I was like, oh man, if Andy was here too.
Oh, it'd be a different world.
Yeah, dude.
No, come to one of them because we've only got a few left and they've been life changing for me.
What's the
And-
craziest? And this is a tough thing to answer.
Well, we've had
Belko coming up.
Well, we've
Wow.
had three proposals.
Wow.
People proposed to their wife on stage. We had that
To the
3
Chicago
times.
Theater again.
Yeah,
Oh, the
Chicago
Orpheum.
Theater again. Yep, we're playing the Orpheum in Madison.
That's right next to Comedy on Stage.
And the
yeah.
State Theater in Minneapolis. Shout
Also
out to
killer.
Skinneapolis. 3 proposals. Kicked out a doctor. A guy. It was
Well, you kicked
Philly-
out a doctor. Why?
Had to, dude. Kept standing up, taking off his shirt, yelling. He was screaming. He was like trying to fight people. He was jacked.
So-
in Atlanta early show.
The zaniness of the Bad Friends show.
No,
has-
most are really good, dude. This is 40 shows.
for sure. But I'm saying that like just with the likable chaos that sometimes is
Yeah,
created
it's fun.
with you guys.
Sometimes it goes over the top.
Sometimes people take that as a indication of like, I'll match that, or
Yeah.
I'll give them something to play with.
Yeah, some Baltimore or Philly, we had to pause the show because some guy threw up, and then another guy threw up, and it was like, Jesus Christ. Like, he cleared out like 3 aisles. I'm not kidding. This guy puked so, he must have like exorcised, like, because they had to clear. When I looked outside the curtain, they were like, that's all because he threw up in a thing.
Oh, God.
But we had to only do that a few times. Not Philly. That was Baltimore, I think, right? Yeah. But Baltimore, yeah, we had to do that before. But not a lot of crazy stuff. I traded shirts with this beautiful young lady.
Cool.
Who was well endowed, and so it was a skinny little shirt, but I had boobies.
Wow. Everybody got a little.
We had some really
extra.
fun. We had some fun times, and it's fun. We got a couple dates left. You have a couple dates left.
Yep, got a bunch of
Go
dates.
to AdamRayComedy.com.
Yeah, still.
It's never changed. Has the beginning. Please watch Adam's special. It is out on his channel right now.
Yes.
You can go see it.
Yes.
And it's called Enough is Enough.
It's called Enough is Enough, :
What is it called?
It's called Adam Ray Live from Portland.
Adam Ray Live from Portland. Go watch that.
Watch that. Watch the Dr. Phil Bill Burr interview. And I have a documentary coming out, hopefully on Amazon, that is called Doug. And it's basically based off of a buddy of mine's brother who I've got to know, who when he was 21 was a lifeguard. He was jumping into a pool to save a kid who was faking drowning, got paralyzed from the waist down, and his brother quit being an accountant to help him not only save his life in the hospital, but build up his strength and his zest for life. Ended up entering all these wheelchair Olympics, winning the most gold medals of all time, cover of a Wheatie box, traveling the world with Michael Jordan, Bo Jackson, Joe Montana, giving speeches. And the story is just crazy, and that's just what I'll give you from there. And so we...
That sounds boring.
Well, at the end, he digs up. No, he digs up. At the end, let me finish. At the end, he digs up Carl von Kosel, and
Is he sleep in bed with that guy?
And fucks him in the fucks him right in the ear, which is something that people don't do as much anymore because comedy's changing. So,
well, it's time for now.
The time is for now.
Time is for now. Adam, I love you.
I love you so much.
Please watch Doug when it comes out as well. Watch his special. Go see this guy live. We end the show the same way with one word or one phrase. You look into that camera right there. You give me one word or one phrase to end this episode that's going to be bedded in history forever. Whenever you're ready, go ahead.
You know what? Today was a good day. Tomorrow is going to be better. Let me do that again.
Well, we're doing the podcast today.
You know what?
Yeah.
You were pretty good. Hi, I'm Adam Ray.
Thanks, you guys.
Wait. Hey, don't be so. Hey. Wait, no, I actually thought about this. I did think about this. Okay, now I remembered it. You never know what somebody else is going through. So try to give some benefit of the doubt. But if you're on an airplane and someone's being a shithead to the flight attendant, you have full jurisdiction to pour some coffee on their shoes.
In here, we pour whiskey, 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 whiskey.
You're that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger. Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful. You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.